Hello and welcome to the Razorback Business Show. I'm your host, John Ryan, and on this segment we are going to be talking about trends in international logistics. Specifically, we will talk about foreign direct investment with a focus on Africa. Before we dive too deep, we must ask, what is foreign direct investment? According to Investopedia.com, foreign direct investment, also known as FDI, is an investment made by a company or individual in one country for business interests in another country, in the form of either establishing business operations or acquiring business assets in the other country. So what are some examples of this? Toyota building a production plant in Texas or Shell building a pipeline in Nigeria are examples of foreign direct investment. More specifically, this is called horizontal foreign direct investment. This is where a foreign company invests in the same sorts of products and services they do domestically abroad. There are also two other types of FDI, called vertical and conglomerate FDI. Vertical FDI, similar to vertical integration, consists of investing either in activities forwards or backwards in the supply chain. Forward would consist of controlling activities closer to the end user, and backward is controlling activities towards the raw material end of the supply chain. Lastly, conglomerate FDI is a foreign company investing abroad in an industry completely separate from its main business. It is the least common form of FDI. So what are the current trends in foreign direct investment? Currently, FDI investments mostly flow from developed countries to other large economies. The US and China alone account for over 20% of global foreign direct investment. The other largest consumers of FDI are Belgium, Hong Kong, Brazil, Australia, Singapore, Russia, France, and Canada. So why are these countries the largest consumers of FDI? Mainly, these countries receive large amounts of foreign direct investment because investors feel that doing business in these countries is easy and safe due to protection of private property rights, tax incentives, access to funding, good infrastructure, and stable governments. However, these criteria alone do not make a foreign country good to invest in. A skilled labor force, natural resources, quality of labor for the right price, and other factors also contribute to where a company chooses to invest abroad. But what does foreign direct investment have to do with international logistics? For more on this, I'll go to my colleague Colin.
Thank you, John. Well, what does foreign direct investment have to do with international logistics? Well, for starters, any type of foreign direct investment is where one company conducts business operations in another country, which according to our class video, perfectly fits the first description of international logistics. Next, many companies who engage in foreign direct investment are looking to take advantage of international free trade laws. In addition, any corporation who is engaging in forward or backward vertical FDI is either sourcing its raw materials in a foreign country or sending its finished products to one, both of which will require international logistics. Foreign direct investments in oil drilling, diamond mining, and their transportation out of Africa to foreign markets are two obvious examples of how FDI projects relate to international logistics. These and other commodities must be loaded onto sea vessels such as tankers, ore and bulk vessels, and container ships in order to be shipped to other countries. In addition, finished products built in manufacturing plants from FDI funds to be shipped to other countries will use primary, secondary, and tertiary packaging in their exports. Not to be forgotten, total landed cost will play a significant factor in any company's plans for foreign direct investment that includes exporting from that country to other markets. FDI does not have to refer to just the export side of international logistics. FDI can also take on the form of one company setting up a retail shop in another country. Again, this relates to international logistics as the foreign country must ship its products to the country it wishes to distribute them in. Economic gains in the form of tax revenue caused by FDI can be reinvested in a country's government, putting it back into the economy by funding infrastructure projects such as building roads, rail systems, bridges, etc. All of which contribute to the more efficient flow of goods and services in that country and for goods traveling in that country headed for foreign destinations. This brings us to our next topic. How does foreign direct investment play a role in African countries? To finish this off, I'll send it over to my colleague Brendan.
Thank you, Colin. So how does foreign direct investment play a role in the African countries? The entire continent of Africa receives about $51 billion in FDI in 2016. This may sound like a lot, but if you consider the United States and by itself received $385 billion in foreign direct investment in 2016, you'll realize that Africa has a lot of growing room in this sector. So why is it that Africa's shares of the FDI are so low compared to other countries? Well, you have to think that there's high political instability, tedious customs, non-tariff barriers to trade, poor infrastructure, low GDP per capita, and in general, it's difficult to do business in Africa. That being said, due to the low GDP of many African countries, several of them are listed in the top 10 countries with the greatest share of FDI to GDP. This includes Liberia, Congo Republic, Chad, and Guinea. This statistic shows that even though overall investment numbers in Africa might not be that high, FDI is an extremely important factor in the African nations and their economies. This is why a decrease in 5% of the FDI in African countries from 2015 to 2016 is very significant for the region. But why did the FDI fall for 2016? Falling commodity prices, specifically in the oil sector, were the main cause of this drop. However, political situations such as Brexit and the election of Donald Trump for the United States have caused a slowdown in the FDI as investors worry about the possible future litigations that could impede the benefits of investing. But all of this is not under the control of African governments. So what is it that African countries can do to create their own trends, raise their FDI, and ultimately improve their economies? A focus on improving infrastructure is important, but also seeking efficient government institutions is essential. Too often, weak institutions stifle investment in Africa. By reducing trade barriers, improving inefficient border procedures, lowering high tariffs, reducing non-tariff barriers, improving communication between government officials, and the restriction of flow of information to its people will ultimately create a strong economy and increased FDI for Africa, improving their economy overall. My name is Brandon. This is the Razorback Business Show, signing off.